items you see on the bottom of the screen to be in level 9 is there, and we could potentially see a required double dip to do that. But we are going to start off with both of our runners here in the desert.
That's a nice open area. We get to see a nice route divergence right away.
And that old man, I 100% agree with you. I also hate book. Okay, so what we're going to see here is you'll notice every old man so far has had the same sentence, I hate book, change my mind. Bentglasstube is going to be going ahead and exploring these any roads and get some good information there. We know that the raft is only going to have a 50% chance of being required now, as one of our 2 raft spots has been taken out of the equation. Now, as I mentioned with the book Change My Mind, this is a new feature of the randomizer here, where until you get the book, all of the old men are going to say the exact same thing, so you have to give them the book for them to say anything. Basically, the book is a Rosetta Stone. And oh wow, did you see that, Nora?
That is an Armos item, and it's the white sword.
That's a fantastic item, especially early for Willowsticks, because that means when Willow goes ahead and finds the wood sword cave, you can just go ahead and take the candle from that, so that's going to be huge. It means heart containers galore if they want to. Speaking of that, BGT is going to go ahead and pick up a heart container here in this Take Any One You Want cave, so, you know, it is what it is.
Now, and our runners can right now be looking for easy dungeons, 1 and 2, possibly 3, but also they're looking for open caves that might have the wood sword, except for Willowsticks is not necessarily looking for that anymore.
No, at this point, Willowsticks is going to be looking for just dungeons in general, because you can dive into a dungeon with just the white sword and be perfectly fine. White sword's actually a huge upgrade in offense, especially to have it at 2 minutes. That's gigantic. And there are bombs. That is going to help Willowsticks explore as well. And as Nora said, looking for dungeons 1 and 2, but even dungeon 8 at this point isn't necessarily something you're not going to be interested in, because there are still 2 items in level 8. So BGT going to go ahead here and start exploring in the forest close to start, tries to gamble, gets rewarded by paying 7 rupees. Willowsticks over here on the right-hand side of your screen, checking over on the coast, going to get a secret here, 29 rupees as the medium secret, slightly below average, and our coast item is, well, that's the book, so that's very interesting. Ladder going to be required to get any of the hints the book is willing to give us.
So the question now is for these runners, once bentglasstube makes it to the coast, is if as he finds the sword in Vanilla 1, do you bother picking that book up now?
It depends. I would say that if you've already got a pretty good take on what you need, no. But given this type of seed and that the book is required for the hints, I wouldn't put it past anybody. The other thing to keep in mind is that spot where the book is, I know when I play, that's an absolute pain, because the way I tend to route, that's one of the last places I'd look. So seeing the wooden sword in that location, that, you know, I'm glad I'm not playing this seed, because I would never have it.
Definitely. There's a couple caves up on Death Mountain that are probably slightly worse, but yeah, it's not a great spot for that sword to be hiding.
No, I mean, I would rather have it there than up in the corner of Death Mountain. And speaking of having things here, this is vanilla. Well, this is level 1 over on Willowsticks' side, but you'll notice something else. Did you happen to notice where Willowsticks entered this dungeon from, Nerestra?
It looked like the bottom left corner.
Right. Yes, normally you would enter from this room right here that Willowsticks is in, but yet another new feature here on the randomizer is the fact that you can enter from any room that has an edge touching, well, the blackness of the map. So as long as it's on an outside edge somewhere, you can enter the dungeon from it. Interesting. Go ahead.
I know that's confused a couple of runners when they enter the dungeon, and they're just stunned by where they are. Is Willowsticks going to find the red ring here in 1? Oh my!
I would like to point out now that anyone who complains about the seeds that TGE rolls for them, you know, this is a white sword red ring seed within 5 minutes. just pointing that out. Also pointing out that bentglasstube over on the left-hand side picked up a large secret at 89 rupees and another small secret giving him 155. So he can pretty much purchase anything he wants to, save for the blue ring. Willowsticks is going over here in 1A, trying to fight this room, hoping to get a key to progress through, as BGT has found level 7, and as you see, he's entering about midway along the spine.
And now 7 is one of those dungeons. It's been nicknamed 33 Rooms of Torture, Nope Dungeon, plenty of other different names. So surprised to see bentglasstube decide to dive in here right now.
So Willow does have the key here to continue exploring level 1, and we'll be able to continue going on because there is yet another key, but I would imagine Willow's probably going to go ahead and, aside from getting bombs from these Dodongos, conserve that key as much as possible.
Right, and here in 1, we've already found the staircase item, so we're just looking for the item on the floor and the Triforce now. So he's going to use the knowledge about 1, and the same is true for dungeons 2 and 3. If there's an adjoining room and there is a bomb wall spot, you will be able to bomb that wall open.
Yep, absolutely. The only time you will not be able to bomb a wall in any of these, in any of 1, 2, or 3, is bombing down into an old man or bombing left into a corridor staircase. And we do have bentglasstube over in level 2, and that is a very, very unfortunate set of circumstances there, because he does have to bomb to go down into from where he started. Unfortunately, blue land molas.
Yeah, bentglasstube's wishing he had a red candle, a wand, red ring, anything to deal with these cranky land molas, and he's gonna just get out of 2.
Yep, there is the option of staying in the door and trying the sword stabbing technique, because all you have to do is technically kill 1 of the land molas and not 2, and you will be able to take care of it. Kill 1, leave the room, come back, the other one will go. We do have a bomb drop there on Willowsticks' side in level 1, but we'll continue along because we are still looking for both the Triforce and the floor item. BGT again trying to gamble, and this time gives up 20 rupees, so lost the double or nothing.
Looks like Willowsticks is going to potentially have to burn a key here to get his reward.
Yeah, but we can still play the bomb hole game, of course, because as you mentioned, level 1 does do that, and we do get the map. Not that we necessarily need the map, because unlike in the last tournament you had there, this is vanilla shape, so if you know the location, you know the shapes, you know the shape. bentglasstube over on the left-hand side thought about buying a hint for a minute and then realized, wait, I don't have the book, I can't. Then is going to go ahead and pick up some arrows. Ooh, Willowsticks potentially having to give up a heart container to get out of this room and check that one room. Doesn't look like he's going to do it right now. I agree with this. I would go up and check the neck of the eagle first before I spent a heart container to go check that last room.
Yeah, spin that key before you spin the heart, definitely. Because we still have the white sword item outstanding, and it is up to 4 to 6 hearts. So, you know, if that's the silvers, the bow, ladder, that could be helpful, as bentglasstube is found level 4.
Yep, and 4 is an interesting dungeon to find because it's still on the smaller side of things, but it can get a little on the crazy side because it's starting to get bigger. Now, this is interesting here for Willowsticks because this room is going to have to either drop the key, a key, or one of the 2 items that he's still looking for, or we're key blocked out of level 1 because at this point I still wouldn't spend that heart container right now. Ooh. Gotta love it when the wall masters drop clocks, and there is, okay, so we do know we have to spend the heart container to get the Triforce out of level 1. So let's see what Willowsticks decides to do. Yep, nope's not out there for now. I agree with that play, because you can come back later potentially with the any key, or potentially later if you have many more hearts to go with.
Well, the other thing is that we know we only need 5 Triforces, so You know, this might be one of those instances where you go get your Triforce elsewhere. And BGT is doing a nice job with these Pols Boys, taking them out slowly with that wood sword.
It is never fun to have to kill a room full of bunnies with a wooden sword. Biggest advice I can give about doing that is never approach them from the top like you saw BGT doing right now, because you can never control how high they're going to jump up. Usually you can see if they're going to jump down or to the right or left, but up is always a risky proposition.
You clear that room to find out the push block doesn't move. That's an unpleasant feeling.
It absolutely is when you spend all that time and you get no rewards. And hey, we got a HUD clip. Willow Sticks with a HUD clip over here. This is absolutely fantastic. This is normally something you see in the 100% run. You'll see a HUD clip, but Willow Sticks opting to use that there to just avoid having to deal with those moblins, and gets rewarded with the vanilla letter spot, having level 8.
Did you see what BGT found in 4?
I believe it was our good friend Mr. Dogger.
Yeah, it was. That is a definite Dig Dogger block. We're going to need the recorder if we want to pass that room, but BGT's got some bombs, he's got some keys, he's going to go a different way.
Yep, so burning a key will get us to continue on over here. And speaking of keys, Willowstick's going to find a key over here, but more importantly, finding a staircase. Now, this could be an item, or this could be the transport staircase. Either way, I'm pretty sure Willow will be happy with it. The transport staircase means Willow can keep the key that they just found. An item means, well, it's an item. We like items. Except the blue boomerang. We don't like that one.
Now that at this point, early in the seed, the blue boomerang even does have some benefit, as it can stun the Lionels on the overworld. It can stun some of these enemies, letting you kind of bypass screens that are just a little more combat than you want.
Yep, I mean, the boomerangs do have their uses, but like I said, we don't like the blue boomerang. Doesn't mean it doesn't have its uses, it just means we don't like it. It's like that one crazy uncle at the family reunion. Nobody likes him, but nobody dares tell him to go away either. Also, we have a room full of ropes in the dungeon that looks like a rope. We do have our first Triforce of the match, as Willowsticks is going to go ahead and pick up the Triforce in level 8. Now, of course, I would be willing to bet we're probably going to do a quick about face and go right back into check for... Oh, maybe not. I would have assumed we would have gone right back into 8 to check for an item. Or 2, but we're going to say, nope, I'm going to gamble on not needing any of the items out of level 8 and continue right along finding more items.
I don't necessarily hate this decision. The 8 enemy set wasn't necessarily hard, but you could definitely find some smaller dungeons and get some more knowledge at least.
Yeah, no, the reason you don't continue to explore 8 there is because you want to conserve the one key that you have for a dungeon like a 2 or a 3 or something of that nature. So that would be the reason you don't go back there right now. But we are going to have is a room over here, and speaking of conserving keys, bentglasstube no longer has to do that. The item in level 4 is the any key, but more importantly, we got the one-frame crotch sword trick, so that is an official thing. And speaking of the white sword, I remember that heart that Willowsticks opted to not spend. Paying dividends here as Willowsticks is able to pick up the white sword item, which is the ladder, which happened to be at the waterfall. So now the book is in play, but more importantly, the waterfall had the ladder. That's a spot that tends to get overlooked, or doesn't tend to get looked at until way later in seeds. That is a huge, huge find for Willowsticks.
The biggest question is that ladder required for anything or besides the book?
Well, we'll have to wait and find out. The good thing for BGT is now that he has the any key, he can avoid this key here in this room. Doesn't have to get it. I'm going to end up picking it up just so we can grab the bombs from killing that Dodongo. And of course, the lovely trick of stunning the Dodongos with the smoke and then killing them with the sword means you guaranteed a bomb drop every time. And of all the enemies in this dungeon, seeing blue gorillas as your Triforce Guardians, probably a good feeling, better than having to deal with, you know, bunnies.
Oh, definitely.
And BGT showing some very fancy banana dodging there, and he's going to pick up his first Triforce of the match level 4 in level 4, as Willowsticks comes across level 4 at the exact same time.
And Willowsticks runs right into that Dig Dogger block. Not what you want to see when you walk into a dungeon. And bentglasstube is betting on a bait block at this point.
Yeah, so we do have the bait, and Willowsticks is going to do the proper way of pirouetting to get that key door to open. Yeah, you can't just enter and exit anymore. You do have to go from the screen because of the nature of how it works, but we are going to go ahead and get that key block out of the way. Now, we do know if Willow does make their way through this dungeon far enough, the any key will be a thing. And more importantly, what that any key does, in addition to making it so there's no more keys that have to be worried about picking up, it also opens the Triforce in level 1, as well as the second item. And level 1 is very close to where Willowsticks is right now. For those of you keeping track at home, level 1, of course, is up at Monocle Rock.
And bentglasstube is getting ready to get his news that the book is on the coast.
You know, in most seeds, seeing the book on the coast, oh, look at that. Willowsticks getting a clock over there in level 4, making killing those bunnies so much easier. But as I was saying, in a lot of flags, book on the coast is, cool, I never have to come back here. In this set of flags, book on the coast is, do I want wet reading material?
Because the other thing we didn't really touch on is, yes, you need it to read the old men for the hints, but you also need it for the 3 dungeon hints that are possible in 9, which could tell you where those silvers are hiding.
Somewhere.
It's always somewhere.
It's always 5 o'clock somewhere. Get some nice fancy maneuvering there by BGT, avoiding the overworld Lionel. And we are going to pick up the letter. It's funny that the old woman hates book but loves letter. I mean, I guess it's just 1 page of reading as opposed to a multitude.
It's the Cliff Notes.
Are those still around?
And you see those potion prices.
Ooh, Blue Potion is a ripoff, unfortunately. BGT only having 58 rupees, so it's going to go ahead and just pick up the Blue Potion as a safety. I don't blame him. It's always nice to have a safety drink. And here is the any key for Willowsticks, and here is the white sword for bentglasstube.
So neither runner are unhappy with what they just found.
No, I would definitely imagine not. And BGT, unfortunately, up button didn't get read. The input got nom-nommed. So we have to burn the other side, and we are going to get rewarded with another 89 delicious rupees. Continuing our quest to get more Triforce pieces, BGT going to go ahead and pick up a heart container, their heart piece there, basically to stop the beeping. I don't blame him at all.
And we appreciate that.
Well, I mean, I never commentate with my sound on here, so I haven't been hearing it, but... And Willowsticks going to go ahead and pick up the Triforce in level 4, and that puts us at 2 Triforces for Willow, 1 for bentglasstube. The thing is, though, BGT awfully close to level 1, and with that any key, it's going to make exploring level 1 a lot easier. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, depending, opting to go up to the northeast, nope, saying no thank you, and is going to go ahead and bomb in Monocle Rock, which is going to get us to level 1.
So BGT will be finding his red ring along with most likely the second item in here, unless there's some other block that we can't deal with.
Which at this point would be, of course, Goma or Dig Dog. Also, that screen of blue Lionels on the coast. Ew. So BGT going to go ahead and lock this room in place. I very much like what he's doing here, because worst case scenario, you just have the blue dark nut. Best case scenario, you no longer have the blue dark nut. Of course, having a bunch of Vires to deal with, not the best, but hey, look at that. I love Clock.
Yeah, the Clock is awesome in that. And Willowsticks is going to go ahead and pick up his book. You know, we're over here at this point. Opens your hints up, can let you possibly get location hints for dungeons. It's a perfect play here for that.
100% absolutely. And Willow going to go ahead and pick up the letter here, as the old woman is saying, show this to my sister. So did we just get a diary entry? I think we did. Dear Diary, the little elf child who's delivering this note to you, he's kind of cute. Sell him the secret potion. Also, BGT going to go ahead and pick up the red ring, although he's going to be less red and more orange. I mean, it is what it is. But both of our runners are going to be here in level 1, so we're probably going to get a nice little mythical high 5. Willow going to be making a beeline up north first to find the second item, and then go pick up the third Triforce piece. And BGT going to go ahead and do all kinds of exploring, but more importantly, gets the bomb kill on the Dodongo to continue on being able to explode everywhere.
These Dodongos are playing a little bit of a troll moment here, but BGT takes them out.
Yep, and the ladder here in rooms like this with Darknets is one of my favorite Zelda 1 hacks, because Darknets can't cross water. So you can just stand on the water all day and just stabby, 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 stabby.
I mean, they are guys in giant metal suits, so, you know, I think they'd have trouble. They'd sink in that.
You'd know nothing about that, would you?
No, I always get dark nuts in ladderless rooms.
I meant the giant metal suit, but okay. Oh, that! We've got the bow. So BGT also going to find the bow. That is huge here. So that means we are legit looking just for silvers now.
Are we sure this is randomized? Because that bow's hanging out in 1.
Yeah, it wasn't underground in 1.
So what? French vanilla?
I prefer chocolate.
Oh, and look who's guarding the Triforce.
And look what Willowsticks is going to do, using one of my favorite tricks to kill these guys. Clip into the block. Oh, got too far out on the right-hand side. But yes, you can clip into the block, and similar to the ladder trick I was talking about with the dark nuts, you can do the same thing by clipping into a block, and use that to kill not just dark nuts, but also land molas.
This trick does not work on Wizrobes, though, as much as we'd like it to.
Because Wizrobes cheat.
Willowsticks definitely with that ladder having a little bit of an advantage in the combat in 1. It's not a horrible one, but it's got some definite nuance to it.
Is nuance your way of saying it has dark nuts and you hate them?
Yes.
I love the attempt of no. Okay, fine. It looks like these land moles rolled thick, and that's THICC, thick.
And that's the worst kind of land moles, but Willowsticks makes great work of them, and we've got 3 Triforces here, TG. So
yeah,
plus a bow,
plus a ladder. We also know that we're going to be able to see the hints in level 9, which means Willowsticks has a huge advantage right now. if I'm Willow, I, at this point, blitzkrieg my next 2 dungeons, getting any items along the way. But I just go ahead and get the Triforces, head to 9, gamble on the silvers being a 9, and if not, gambling on getting the silver arrows hint.
I think I completely agree with that. The only thing I might change is if I go into 2 or 3, I might dig just a little deeper to get that item to get a little bit more knowledge.
Dig a little deeper, 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 deeper.
And the Willowsticks with the candle and white sword finds the wood sword.
Yep, and Blue Land Mola's doing what Blue Land Molas do, and that's taking Link and beating him around like he is a piñata, trying to get to the delicious, highly inflavored candy on the inside. And no, I'm pretty sure that the Land Molas do not know how many licks it takes to get to the center. They just bite down hard. It looks as if Willowsticks is going to be making their way over to the vanilla starting area. So let's see what we can find over here. We do know that if we get over into the Dead Woods, we will find ourselves level 2. And I believe we have also found a little bit of level 7. So that would be the 5 requisite places. And Willowsticks going a little bit on the, crazy side. Or I like this gamble. 4 hearts, red tunic. Let's pick up the potion.
No, I think that's a good play at this point. He hasn't seen the potion prices, and look at those bomb prices. 35 for a pack of bombs? No thanks.
Hey, sometimes it's worth the price to make things go boom.
Oh no, I agree. I would buy those in an instant if I was out, but still, ugh.
I've spent more for less, I promise you that.
But going back to the point on the potion, picking it up here is a good play. You know you're going to go into 9 shorthanded at this point. You haven't seen the letter yet.
No, we have both of our runners have the letter.
Oh, he did pick up the letter? I missed that.
Yeah, I made the comment about the journal entry.
I was distracted by that. But still, I mean, I don't know if Willow's actually seen a potion shop yet, so, and if he has, he's seen the prices.
However, Doctor's orders down here. Look at all of these hearts by Vanilla Start.
All of a sudden, that doesn't seem like such a bad play anymore. Picking up that potion is the Start has all of your heart containers.
Mm-hmm. And look at that. The Moblin has a heart by the river. Now, the best part about that hint in that cave is there's only 2 other river spots in First Quest Overworld that could be. Willow already had it, but if BGT gets that, he's going to know that it's either the cave directly to the north of Vanilla Level 1 or the waterfall that we've already found. And BGT going to go ahead and use the potion to be able to survive this room full of Blue Land Molas, and will be rewarded with the Triforce piece out of Level 1. And there we go. That's BGT's second Triforce piece. And speaking of things, we have got Willowsticks with the full capacity of 255 delicious rupees.
Very surprised to see Willow picking up rupees that close to max. You run the risk of hitting a large secret and losing a ton of rupees.
At this point, though, the only thing Willow would need to buy would be either bait or arrows or potentially a bomb upgrade. So, I mean, money at this point is of no object. And BGT's gambling finally paying off. Lost 7 the first time, lost 20 the second time, gained 29 the third time, so +2 so far, and gonna gamble again. Now we are -18 on our gambling, so BGT, fortunately the odds biting BGT there, but we are going to continue on and screen scroll over into the Lost Hills, which is the vanilla level 5 area, it looks like. After we bomb here, so if BGT does end up over in the Lost Hills, he will eventually come up to the ladder, which we know he has enough hearts to get.
Oh, and we're going to have some hints here. Aquaman awaits with the bow. Thanks, game.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Octorok.
Oh, now
That's
there's a hint.
huge. That's fantastic. That's really the only other hint that Willow really needed. But gonna buy the third one just in case. And oh, so Vanilla level 4 is gonna have a dungeon in it. So we now know the raft is required too. Those are two fantastic hints.
He's gonna go ahead and pick up the arrows, especially knowing where the silvers are now. You might run into a Goma block to pick those up, so I like that purchase here.
Absolutely, he had the Willow had the funds to do it. Makes all the sense in the world to pick that up. But yeah, the big hint there was that 6 has the silvers, but more importantly, that there's a raft blocked power bracelet. Now we know it's going to be in the dungeon. What we don't know is if that dungeon is going to be level 3, level 5, or level 9, because those are the only 3 we haven't found yet. We know it can't be 6 because 6 contains the silver arrows.
And there's the second of our toll rooms, so we will only see one more of those in this game. Oh, and look, it's everybody's favorite uncle.
The crazy one who wasn't invited to the party earlier that we talked about?
Uncle Wizzy, but close.
They're just blue Wizrobes. That's all they are. Everyone gives them all this flack. They're just Wizrobes. They die to a sword like everything else in this game.
And bentglasstube has found himself another set of blue land mullas. He takes them out very nicely.
We do get a compass, so we know where the Triforce is in level 8, but we've seen that already because Willow picked that up. And hey, look, everyone's favorite swirling ball of love. And BGT's like, there's no reason to kill that room, so let's just move on. Oh, we have something here from Willowsticks. What is this going to be? This is the item, and it is the recorder. So that is also huge because we have seen a couple of dig doggers in this seed, and we might need a recorder to get by them.
And that also is one more item off the list.
Yep. I'm still hoping for, we have the, oh, there's the Triforce in 7. That's also fantastic for Willow. So that's 4 out of the 5 Triforces he's going to need. He's hoping and praying that level 6 and level 9 are both not, level 6 is not PB block, and that level 9, isn't RAF required.
Now Willow's going to find level 2 here, so we're going to have our 5 Triforces most likely.
Oh, absolutely here. And more blue landmo. So that seems to be the theme of this seed, is a little blue landmo for you. But we are going to definitely go ahead. This is definitely going to be our 5th Triforce piece. The question becomes, that's the old man in the room below there. The question becomes, we know we need to find 6. So if we come across like level 3, for example, do we dive it hoping for the raft if we don't get it here? Or, what do we do? What do you do? I mean, you have to go into 6. You have to find 6. Well, there you go. Dig Dogger Gaze is at the grave. So that tells us level 5 is at the grave. So now we have a 50-50 chance of level 9 being raft blocked.
The other interesting thing there is if we did find the hint that a feat of strength is required, that would be talking about the grave and not necessarily the power bracelet.
Potentially, yes, because the feat of strength means you're going to be moving blocks, and there are, in first quest, the 4 power bracelet spots plus the grave that count as feat of strength. And BGT going to turn right back around and head into level 8. Now, the thing that could be in level 8 of significance here is the raft.
And that would be very unfortunate for Willowsticks if that raft ends up, if we end up having a power bracelet block.
Well, the other thing is, keep in mind, Willow does have the recorder, so getting back to any dungeon is super easy for Willow. He either got the Triforce out of, we have got the Triforce out of 8. And, there's one of the 2 items in 8, and it is the wand. So that is a good thing for Willow. BGT is also going to be very happy to see the wand as well, because the wand is going to increase firepower. All right, we are continuing along our trek here in level 2 to get our lovely little vanilla Hershey Kiss gels here in the ice blue palette, and there is the compass. So we've got about, what, 6 rooms left to check here in level 2. Guarantee you Willow's checking all of them to get the item.
Oh, definitely. And this enemy set in 2 is pretty tame, so it'll be a quick clear of these last few rooms.
Absolutely. BTT got the wand in 2, said, I'm good, thank you. There's a heart, or the wand in 8, excuse me, and peaced out. So we did find the heart container in 2 over on Willowsticks' side, and that puts Willow at 8 hearts. That's a huge number for a Pentaforce race. And we're going to have 2 rooms left to check for the item, one of them guarded by these lovely little gels here. And I didn't see anything there, so it means that this room here is going to have our item, and it is Vanilla Magical Boomerang. Willowsticks appropriately saying, no thank you, I do not need that. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the 5th Triforce, and look at that, more blue land molas. Are you kidding me right now?
Everywhere. Someone called the exterminator. Yeesh.
But Willowsticks don't need no exterminator because we've got a white sword and a red ring, and there's 5 Triforces. But again, the issue here now becomes, where's level 9? And where's level 6? And there's a 50% chance that level 9 is raft blocked. And BGT again with the gambling strats and again losing money, this time losing a whopping 43 rupees.
I like Willowsticks' decision here. Use that hint that you got to come up here. Oh. That's not at the grave spot, so...
But that does mean the grave is this area with the grave,
right.
And now level 6 is all of these general areas. So, I mean, let's take a look here. Now, we know that the only thing that could be in level 5 that we need is the raft. Now, unless it's in these next couple of spots, it could potentially be power bracelet blocked, which means we know the raft isn't in 5. There's one more spot to go before level 5 is power bracelet blocked. Or is it 2? I can never remember if the screen next to this counts as grave as well.
BGT did get his ladder, so he will have an easier time traversing these dungeons. And nope, there's number 5.
Okay, nope, that one does count as grave. I couldn't remember if that one did or didn't. Okay, that's a huge hint right there for Willowsticks. That tells Willow that 3 is raft blocked. So he knows he no longer needs the raft.
Unless you need that power bracelet to find 9.
Right, but right now, if I'm Willowsticks, I check this room. That hint was huge. I get out of here. I mean, 5 does have a couple more hints that you could potentially find where 6 is. But if I'm Willow, well, you got the red candle, so you got the item. Yeah, just get out. Just exactly, get out of here.
So with that information, though, we have a good idea where the raft is.
The raft is the other item in 8.
Or it could be.
Or it could be in 9. Could be one of the 2 items in 9, yes. But, I mean, we absolutely know that that's the case. And now, Willowsticks really needs to find 9 and 6. Now, there's some hints here. We can afford one of them, so we're going to go ahead and pick up one of them. I probably pick up the 15 here. Yep. And Guria grumbles with the recorder. Thank you, game. We knew that. And there's level 9. Right next door, so Willow's going to find it right here. So yeah, the only reason we would need the raft now is if 6 is PB blocked.
Yeah, I wonder if those other 2 hints gave us that information. But it would be hard to tell at this point, too, with the... well, it wasn't under the grave, so it could be.
This is interesting. Willow diving into 9 right now. I don't know why you dive into 9 right now. You know you need to find 6. And 9's not going to have a hint for where 6 is. Or maybe just remembering that afterwards. Yeah, no, there we go. Yeah, Willow going ahead and remembering, oh wait, I know where I have to go. It's not here. Oh yeah, that's right, BGT, the book. So BGT does not get the hint saying that Manhandle has the power bracelet.
And he also won't get the hint about where the silvers are.
Yeah, so that book right now paying huge dividends for Willowsticks. BGT, however, will pick up the red can. And by will pick up the red candle, I mean we'll see it and ignore it.
At this point, he doesn't necessarily need it. He's got the wand, he's got the white sword. We've burned most of Hyrule as Willowsticks finds the magical sword. Not quite enough hearts yet, but that's a cave we probably won't be coming back up to.
Yeah, absolutely. There's zero reason to come back up to that cave at all. Level 9's not up here, so we're going to have to, I would imagine, be bombing the western half of Death Mountain here to try and find ourselves some level 6. BGT continuing on through level 5 here. The Lizard, because, well, BGT still needs 2 more Triforces. Good thing for Willowsticks, 89 rupees, which means Willow can buy bombs. Bad news for Willowsticks, not near a bomb shop. Unless this was one and I completely spaced.
I believe this was the hint shop, actually.
Oh, that's right. Yes, it was. So Willow going to go ahead and buy the other 2 hints. Boomerang is ladder blocked.
Oh.
We have to get the raft now. That's huge, so we might have a required double dip of level 9, but Willow, it looks like, yeah, recording to level 8 to get that raft. Oh my word. The book paying huge dividends here.
As Goma in 5, trolling bentglasstube, takes it out.
But yeah, that hint, the book, just so huge for Willow right now. So, and here's the thing, is if the second item in level 8 right here is not the raft, we have a required double dip of level 9.
I mean, the only thing that could be better would be a triple dip of 9, but yeah, double dip is nice. And Willowsticks is not going to pick up the wand. Besides, I've got the book, I've got the white sword, I don't really need it.
Yeah, I know. I definitely don't disagree with that. But yeah, here comes the fun part, is exploring the rest of level 8, and Willowstick's going to go ahead and try and get some bombs here off of these orange dark nuts. And then after that, you know, if we don't find the raft here, we have to go into 9. Like, legit, we have to go into level 9, which I find fascinating.
That's one of the things I love about this flag set. Now, Willowsticks is out of bombs, so these Dodongos are going to be just a little annoying.
Especially in this room where it's only one tile path to get places. Yeah, but we do have the any key now, which we did not have earlier when we were in here. So we will be able to at least explore a lot more. And there we go. At level 8, the lion. You will notice that it does have the same shape as the any key.
Oh, we also didn't have the ladder, if I remember correctly, when we were up here, so we couldn't traverse some of these rooms.
Also true.
Plus, seeing some ladder blocks in here, I wonder if our second item is that boomerang.
Well, I personally am hoping to see my friend Lord Banana in here, because that would mean The required double dip of level 9. Speaking of required things, we have a vertical shoot rope.
And BGT's thinking about doing the ladder clip for that Triforce in 5. Now, the game will never require you to do a ladder clip or a block clip, but being able to will definitely help as he gets it and gets his Triforce. So he's at 4 Triforces now.
So, question for you. How much help is knowing how to ladder clip?
Depends on the seed.
Am I rubbing salt in the wound?
No.
Oh, I'm a little disappointed then. Oh, hey, look, more blue land molas.
Hey, at this point, I will take the blue land molas over the alternatives.
This seed is so full of blue land molas. I love it. Yeah, Willowsticks found on the spot, the magic pixel, and there's some bombs. BGT opting to not pick up the bombs, and here we go.
It's going to be the
please.
item.
Drum roll, please. Is this the raft? Is it, what is it? It is. It's the raft. I am disappointed. I am extremely disappointed.
But with that, we know the location of every item in the seed.
Most of which are in Willowsticks' inventory.
To be fair, so I will give a quick rundown of what we found. So the red ring and the bow were in 1. The blue boomerang was in 2. The power bracelet is in 3, and it is raft blocked. The any key was in 4, red candle in 5. Silvers are in 6, which we know is power bracelet blocked. Recorder was in 7. The wand and raft are in 8. By process of elimination, that means Lord Banana himself and the heart container are in 9. Book was our coast item. The white sword was our Armos item. And the white sword item was the ladder. So here at 46 minutes, as we find the Triforce in 3 very early.
Yeah, we have almost into that one.
Yeah, Willowsticks has got his 5 Triforces and all of the information he needs to beat the seed. bentglasstube has 4, but he doesn't have the book still, and that is turning out to be the big key to this seed.
Wait, big key? Did we suddenly get into Link's Awakening? Really? No comment for my Link's Awakening joke? I'm a little disappointed.
Saver's not here.
Right, but Saber'd be in 9 already. Anyhow, Willowsticks continue to move through this toothpaste level 3. And oh, can't go the way he wants to because there's a shoot room. We do get to go ahead and bomb behind Aquamentos, the fresh maker.
And here is our power bracelet. Now, which one of our lovely power bracelet spots do you think is hiding level 6?
The last one he checks, of course.
It could be the first one he checks, too.
That will also be the last one he checks. You hate me right now, don't you?
Just a little. He's going to go ahead and take a fairy refill here before he checks the push block here.
I don't blame him in the slightest.
Now, the combat in the siege has not been very intense, minus the abundance of blue land molas. We haven't seen a lot of blue Rizrobes, a lot of blue dark nuts, and the ones we've seen have not been in bad rooms yet.
So here's a question. You know, we've got all of these different names for large groups of animals. Like we have a murder of crows, a school of fish, things like that. What do you call a large group of land molas? Anyway, while you think on that, Willowsticks has made his way over to level 6, which means we know silver arrows are here.
I mean, normally we just call it trouble and walk all away.
So you want to call it a trouble of landmollas? Oh, I like that, Zerakian, a squiggle of landmollas. I like that. I really like that one. I think we're gonna. All right, I'm gonna petition to call a large group of landmollas a squiggle.
And speaking of things that we haven't seen much, there are a lot of Paul's voice here in 6. But you're glad you got that bow and bought the arrows.
Absolutely, which means, of course, that the Pole's voice are going to guard the silver arrows, because why wouldn't they?
Well, let's see if they're in this Guerrilla room. They are not.
I'm still over on the squiggle of landmollas.
That's pretty good. So if you're bentglasstube, what's going through your mind at this point? You know, you're about 50 minutes in. Our race averages have been about anywhere 45 to 60 minutes. You haven't seen a dot done yet.
If I'm BGT, the first thing going through my mind is, if I see one more blue landmolla, I'm gonna freak out. And honestly, the answer is, I don't know. Because these seeds, while they've been averaging 50 minutes or so, there have been seeds that have had required double and triple dips. You know, so the answer, what's going through my mind is, I don't actually know, because not having played against Willowsticks, not having a lot of full knowledge of the capabilities of a Willowsticks here, and that's, you know, no offense to Willowsticks, that's just me, you know, being super busy and not having a chance to keep up with everything I want to keep up with. I don't actually know what the answer is. I mean, to me, if it's me in this situation, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, well, I'm having such of a hard time with the seed. My opponent probably is too. I mean, that's what's going through my head, is this seed's been just an absolute pain in the tushy. And I hope that my opponent is having the exact same troubles I am with this seed. Oh, 1 rupee short of the bomb upgrade. Oh, my heart breaks.
Oh, but here we are in a room full of Paul's voice. If he wants to shoot 1 arrow, get a bunch of rupees, well, he's going to have to shoot some arrows possibly to get out of this room.
Or we can bomb left. Really, Dark Falls? A deoxyribonucleic acid of landmolla? A DNA of landmolla? I'm going back to Squiggle, thank you very much. And speaking of Squiggle, we had to go all the way to the head of the dragon here to squiggle our way to the silver arrows. So that's all the items that Willowsticks is going to need. So now we are making our way into level 9, where we are looking and listening. Nora, what are we looking and listening for?
So we are looking for hints that tell us the location of Ganon, the location of Zelda, and potentially the location of what guards or at least what guards the compass, so that we can find Zelda. The hint that Willowsticks would like to not see is where the silvers are. Second, we'll be listening for Ganon. When you're 1 room adjacent to Ganon, he will roar, you will hear him, unless there's a Patra in the room. Patra likes to be a little bit of a pain and mask its boss's roar. And finally, we'll be looking for the shutter door that does not open when you clear the room. That will be the door guarding Zelda. Speaking of hints, there's the northwest of Skull hint.
And what that is going to mean for those of you who've never seen this before is if you take a look at the level 9 map, and since it's this vanilla, you can use it perfectly. It is shaped, of course, like a skull. So if you bisect the skull in half, both north to south and east to west, that puts exactly 16 spots in every quadrant: northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast. Speaking of, we've also got a staircase here for Willowsticks, but that's just going to take us further into the depths of the dungeon.
With all the items you need to finish the seed, a lot of runners will, instead of taking the staircases, they will explore and exhaust all opportunities to go north, south, east, and west before they'll take that first staircase.
Yeah, the way I tend to do this is I will only do staircases if I have no other way. But now, of course, if you're Willowsticks, you just have to make your way over to the northwest part of the skull, and bentglasstube finally going to go ahead and world wrap over to the other side of the world and pick up ye old book. Now, here's the big thing. I can ladder clip. I can world wrap. I can't ladder clip after a world wrap to pick up that item to save my life. Ooh, and hey, Willowsticks knows where Zelda is.
Oh, we have all the pieces we need now. Now we just have to figure out how to get into the northwest of Skull and slay the beast. Will it be find the bomb hole, or will it be magical staircase tonight?
I don't know, but I'm hoping that when we get to the point where we're going to kill the beast, that Link gets all of his Hyrulean buddies together and we do a nice montage of marching up to the castle. And yes, that was a Beauty and the Beast reference.
No, Willowsticks is looking for any opportunity to not have to clip with those wizrobes around, and is greeted with a room full of Pole's voice guarding a shutter door.
Hey, room full of Pole's voice when you have arrows? Much better than room full of wizrobes when you have anything.
Fair point. Though, hello, Patra.
What was that bomb, Willow? And
I think the Patra startled him.
I mean, Patra startles me too. Speaking of things like that, Fred was talking about potentially switching up the Patras in 9 to be Dig Doggers instead, so that would make Recorder a much more required option.
I don't hate that idea, but at the same time,
You hate that idea.
Because BGT's going to buy some hints, and they're not. He doesn't have enough to really buy the hints he needs.
No, but unfortunately, Willowstick's going to have to probably go ahead and pop that potion to go through and avoid this room of, oh my god, wow, the dodging was so good there.
Yes, but you can only dodge wizrobes for so long.
Yeah, but went through that room damageless.
Oh, that's not nice, game.
But we know where Zelda is, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But I'm thoroughly impressed with the amount of dodge foo that was in that room.
That was quite impressive. With 100 rupees, why not use a couple silver arrows to just make those Gibbos a little easier to deal with? And hello, Patra.
Hello, Patra, my old friend. I'm here to slaughter you again. And BGT correctly going back into level 8, which means he'll pick up the raft here, which we know is the item he needs.
Unfortunately for BGT, the time for him to get that is running out quickly, as we are up in the northwest of Skull. Now let's see if this transport takes us away from there.
Yeah, I'm going to say yes, it does. The good thing about this room, though, is there are Gibdo in the room. And do you know what Gibdo mean? BGT
Free
already
bombs?
got free. Potentially, BGT already got this item. He's like, nope, I did.
Because that's the only thing that could really slow Willowsticks down right now. Is he's down to 1 bomb. And that's not a fun way to play Find the Bomb Hole.
Is there ever a fun way to play Find the Bomb Hole?
Well, if you have boomstick.
As I said, is there ever a fun way to find the bomb hole?
No.
Oh, that Patra probably has the compass.
That sounds about right.
Level 8 telling us where level 8 is?
And that is a feature, not a bug.
Also, is it just me, or am I the only one who enjoys the Stalfos shuffle?
As BGT finds yet another room of Lamolus.
Another squiggle. So Willowsticks is in an interesting area here because going up a couple of screens will get us back into the northwest area. And says, nope, there's a bunch of blue Wizrobes. No, thank you. I'm all set. There we go. There's the random bomb. Now, if I was Willow, I would have considered taking a hit at some point and starting to build up a 10 count.
We're in the general vicinity here of where we need to be, so
well, we probably have to get you into the V or the E column there, because we now are where we need to be, and we've explored a good portion of this whole area. And we were here earlier. This is where the Patra is, and there's the raft that BGT is going to need to go pick up the power bracelet in 3, which is going to lead us to the silvers in 6.
oh, the other question is how long does it take BGT to put that chain of events together? I would imagine he's getting pretty close to running out of spots to look for dungeons.
Well, here's the big thing is for BGT, he's got the 5 Triforces he needs, and there is His Holiness Lord Banana himself just hiding away. You know what's kind of funny is if you take a look at the shape of the boomerang, it kind of looks like an eyebrow, and it was sitting there right above the eye of level 9.
That's
That's what?
only you would come up with that.
Only I would come up with that? Only I would come up with that?
Moving on, Willowsticks is still trying to find the, at this point, what's really starting to look like either a magic bomb hole or a magic staircase that sorts the final bit of this seed out.
Yeah, if I saw Willowsticks map correctly, I believe that Ganon has to be in that upper left corner underneath the first E, like that first blue square.
Yeah, it's definitely starting to look like that. As unfortunately for Willowsticks, we are not playing with the second quest push blocks, so that push block will not move ever.
I mean, it will eventually. Just not in these flags.
And we're back in the wrong spot of 9 again.
Also, you got mail. But we are continuing our search through level 9 here. We've gone through a good portion of it here. This could potentially be the staircase we need to get to Ganon. Is it? I'll never tell. But no, it's not.
Hey, look what we see on bentglasstube side again.
The Triforce?
Ah, more blue land mollas.
Oh, a nice squiggle.
And there's the last item we needed to confirm, which was the heart container.
You gotta have heart.
So with that, I'm starting to think that we're running out of staircases here in 9.
Yeah? You're not wrong. I kind of wish Willow would pause so I can see the mini-map again.
If this push block opens, I think we might... Oh, that's just a key.
And bentglasstube played a melody to find the Batcave.
So now he has to assume at this point that he is raft blocked, I would imagine.
I mean, BGT has found level 9. If you remember, BGT found it first.
That is right. He might dive in here.
But we are going to go ahead and push the tooth in the middle of the clown's mouth, aka the reverse C, and continue our way through here. There we go.
Look where we are.
It was a magical staircase. I was right on my call. Look at that.
With
Look
some
at
bomb
that.
holes.
Magical staircase to get where we need to go. Absolutely.
And here's Ganon in his room.
Hey, it's a nice room.
It is a nice room. Now, with the white sword, it is going to take 8 hits to take him out.
Maybe. Could be more, could be less. Because remember, could have shuffled HP.
That's just +2 or -2. So it's going to take anywhere between, what, 7 and 9?
Yeah.
Now, the maximum with the wood sword will be 15 in this case still, but...
right, because of the way the hex...
There's a nice stun lock there.
Yeah, and it's 15 because of the way the hexadecimal coding works. I don't know more than that.
Though we did see Fred chat earlier this week about possibly fixing that.
Well, Tricks of Shadows, if it's a base 8 HP and ±2, you would be correct in theory. But it's ±2 HP, and the white sword does 2 HP of damage per swing. So even though it would be ±2 HP, we would be only ±1 swing from the sword, ergo 7 to 9, as opposed to 6 to 10. And speaking of that, it's like Beetlejuice. You say his name and he shows up. Hi, Fred. How are you? Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are watching this later when you don't have the chat, the creator of the Zelda 1 Randomizer, Mr. F. Kaufman, just showed up in the chat, and that is who we were saying hi to. But speaking of saying hi, Willowsticks is going to say hi to Zelda here and finish in with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 15 seconds.
With that, get your GGs out in chat, and we'll see if we can get Willowsticks in here for an interview in a minute. And bentglasstube has made it to 3, so he will be rewarded with his power bracelet here in just a moment, and we'll be on the hunt for 6.
Yeah, this was a seed. This was...
Yeah, it was one of your chain reaction seeds that everyone always requests for until they start running them.
Yeah. See, as a commentator, I love them. As a player, I'm like, why do I love these so much? Then I get back to comms again, I'm like, oh, that's why I love them. And I see a Willowsticks, so I'm going to drag us a Willowsticks in here so we can get a little talkie-talkie action happening. Hey, Willow, what's happening?
Hey. Sheesh.
All right. I did have a bunch of questions I was going to ask, but after what I just saw on your screen, I have to ask the most important question. An Xbox One controller? Really?
Heck yeah.
Of
It
all
works
the
well.
things, an Xbone controller. Wow.
Yeah.
Eh,
Been playing
and-
with it since the start of Z1 Rando.
And with the dodging that we saw and all of the Wizrobes, one death. That is quite the show you put on there.
Oh, really? Only one death? Sheesh, I didn't even realize that. I felt like I died more, but
Nope, it was just that one room in level 1 with the blue land molas way back when. But, early Red Ring kind of helps that, doesn't it?
oh yeah, that's right. Once I have Red Ring, it's like just run into everything.
Yeah, so, Chain Reaction Seed.
Yeah, few blocks, but it kind of just fell in order, luckily.
Oh, big shout outs to that book proving huge because you got all the hints telling you where to go.
And the money. I had all the money. I never buy hints, really, and because I normally don't have money, but I had so much, and yeah, I'm glad I picked up the book.
So BGT never saw the hints for the silver. He didn't have enough money when he finally picked up the book. So he has now dived into 9 without going into 6.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I was gonna go into 9, but I got the hints, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just look around, because I can't even remember what was my first hint was something about the bow, and then the ladder block. Did I?
Nope, you got all of it. It was Aquamentus awaits with the bow, Goma creeps the silver arrows,
Yeah.
sail over the water to reach the power bracelet. Then in
Right.
5, you got the hint telling you that 3 had the power bracelet. And then you finally went up to Death Mountain, got the money, came back, and got the final hint that said a feat of strength would lead to the silver arrows.
That's right. And that's what told me, oh, I do need to find the raft. And so I was even then thinking maybe I'd go into 9, but I had 8 mostly dug out. So I was like, I'm just gonna go back to 8 real quick, and because I had recorder, and so why not check 8 before diving into 9?
Yeah, you can hear me if you go back and listen as you're going through 8. I'm praying. I'm like, I want this to be a required double dip. I want this. Oh, there's the raft. That's disappointing.
That would have been the icing on the cake for this seed.
If 9 had the raft.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think it would have mattered though, because that 9 was find every staircase anyways.
Yeah, this 9 is pretty crazy. So the big thing that we need your opinion on here, we sort of discussed this in the race itself, but we want your opinion. We are petitioning, and by we I mean me, to call large groups of blue land molas a squiggle.
Go for it. I have no objection.
Speaking of, what was your thought on all of the blue land molas in this scene?
Good thing I have red ring. Good thing I have red ring. And you know what? I thought I block clipped perfectly in that level 1, but he still got me.
You block that perfectly, but you can sneak out on either side, so you just snuck out just a little bit on that right-hand side there for that one death.
Yeah. So, which level 1 was pretty interesting. I didn't want to pay my heart. I didn't have enough keys.
Good thing you didn't.
I know. Yeah. So, and I'm surprised that ladder was only 4 hearts. So I was happy.
Yeah, I would say that getting that ladder as early as you did, so it was huge. So you did beat me. The next question I was going to ask is, going into that level 1, choosing not to pay the heart opened up the ladder into the book. So how amazing is it that a small decision, a seemingly insignificant decision like that early on in the game, had such a trickle-down effect throughout the rest of the seed?
Yeah, I think you just feel lucky that it went your way, because I don't know when I would have made it. The ladder wasn't in the most convenient spot either, right? Going up there. So I don't know if I would have went up there before I got, the maximum amount of, the guaranteed number of hearts required to pick it up. because I wouldn't have wanted to waste so much time. So yeah, it just went my way, especially with the white sword right away too.
Yeah, that's gotta be nice. You know, within a minute you have a white sword. Within 5 minutes you've got white sword, red ring. So, yeah. And although I do have to say, weren't you in the IRC criticizing the fact that I was rolling the seed?
Yeah, I was.
Like, I like everything except that 9.
Yeah, well, it could have shaped up to be a really terrible seed with all those blocks. I mean, if you knew how many blocks there were beforehand, you would have been like, "Whoa, this is going to be terrible." But it just, I don't know. I think the hints are what did it, right?
Oh, 100%. Like, BGT picked up the book about 10 minutes ago and hasn't utilized its powers at all, and is now going through 9. Has every item but the silver arrows off of the overworld dungeons. Unfortunately, did not even bother looking for level 6. And as we know from watching Willowsticks here do level 9, this dungeon's a freaking nightmare.
Yeah, it's luckily the combat's not too bad in it. But I imagine he has the any key. I imagine he's found pretty much every item as well, right?
Yeah, as of right now, the only difference between you two is you had 1 more heart than he has right now, and you obviously have the silver arrows. That's the only difference at this point.
Oh, so he still doesn't have silvers?
Nope, hasn't even found level 6. Hasn't sniffed it.
Yeah, that's too bad. Yeah, I actually was considering there was a gamble shop right next to Start. When I found that second hint shop and I didn't have enough money, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just bomb up top to try to find level 6. And I was about to restart. Because I was out of bombs, I was gonna just gamble, get enough money just for hints. But luckily, up on Death Mountain, I found 2 secrets, and so I had enough to go buy them.
Yeah, and like you said, the hints were absolutely gigantic here in this seed, leading you on the path you needed to go to. So, 2-1 now, if my research is correct.
Yes.
All right, so that means just one of the next 2 weeks, you have to win to make your way into the bracket stages. So good luck on that.
Oh, thanks.
But of course, that doesn't necessarily mean that things are easygoing, because yeah, if you've taken a look in the 1 and 2 bracket, some poor soul in the 1 and 2 bracket has to. I'm not going to spoil the race because it just happened earlier, but some poor soul in the 1 and 2 bracket has to play the loser of the Amazing Toaster RC drone match.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you're 1 and 2. Here's your reward.
Yeah. Well, you know what? These seeds make it. There's a lot more random possibilities for things to go your way, right? And it's weird. Like, I haven't had a lot of practice with the 5 Triforces, so when I got the hint that the power bracelet was, raft blocked, I was like putting this all together in my head, and then I was like, wait, that doesn't even matter in this seed. Where before, that kind of information would have been just the most critical. Luckily, it turned out to be very critical in this seed, but it's weird. The 5 Triforces makes it, but I think that will allow us worse players to be able to compete with, hopefully, RC drone, TA, things like that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And that is the thing. It is ultimately, sometimes it just does come down to not necessarily making the right gamble, but to making the right turn, or in this case, buying the right hint. I mean, and that is what I love about Randomizer as a whole, is, as you just mentioned, there are flag sets like this one that, if you're watching this, and you've been watching this for a while, and, like, well, how can I ever compete against, these guys who you hear us as commentators just spouting over how good they are, how great their combat is, how good their logic is. This is a set of flags that can actually do that, because as was just mentioned, you only need to get 5 Triforces. It's just a matter of which ones you happen to get, which items you happen to come across. So, yes, is skill going to play into it? Absolutely, but at the same time, luck does play a huge role in these seeds, and you know something? That makes for a much more entertaining show as well.
Yeah, I bet. I've been watching a few of them, and I've been liking it. I love when you get in Blitz mode, when someone has 5 Triforces, and it's just blaze through the levels. Like, I don't care if there's a Triforce sitting there, I'm not picking it up.
Oh yeah, see, and that's very interesting is, you know, as you said, once you have the 5 Triforces, if you don't have all the items, you're definitely going to dig some levels just to see what the items are, especially if you're missing, you know, more than one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think running through those levels, just, it's fast. When you can skip everything that's not like a push block room. So.
Yeah, it takes the any key philosophy of, well, I can ignore most room drops into, I can ignore everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, especially when you do have the any key. Man, it was full on Blitz mode. And I'm glad I found that thing, because I was kind of getting worried about keys.
Yeah, it definitely came at the perfect time for when you found it, because you had no keys. You had to spend your last one to get down to where it was. That was, you know,
right.
Sometimes timing is everything.
Yeah. Oh, and also walking right into 9, getting a hint where Ganon is, like, that's, you know, when I knew, oh, it's going to be blocked because I tried to bomb around it.
Yeah, oh, unfortunately for BGT, coming across the second item in level 9, which of course is Lord Banana, which means he gotta find level 6. Level 6, of course, being up in the power bracelet spot in the Lost Hills. Looks like BGT is going through all of the information he has to be like, well, what did I miss? What did I miss? And the answer is only the item in 6. You literally found everything else.
Yeah, that's... I know, I had to stop for a moment and rethink everything I'd done. Especially with those hints, I was like, okay, wait. Okay, 6 is power blocked. I kind of got into my head that something was power blocked anyways, or PB blocked, because I got the hint about the PB. So my brain just started messing with me. So I was like, okay, do I know where 6 is? Is 6 power bracelet blocked? And then I ended up getting that other hint.
The hint ended up definitely, but BGT looks like does know, or not necessarily does know, but is going to correctly pick the correct or the 4 power bracelet spots to find level 6.
Okay. Did he pick up the PB then?
Yeah, he has the PB already. Here's the biggest thing that freaks me out here about this set of flags is, for so long we've been playing with shapes, and going back to the vanilla dungeon shapes, it's a real shock to the system.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know as a commentator, I'm like, oh, that's right, this is vanilla shapes, and I still catch myself, you know, talking about that, like the shapes part of the dungeon, like we were in the last tournament. I still haven't quite wrapped my head around, this is vanilla shapes.
Yeah, when you walk into a dungeon, and with the mixed start room, I don't know if I like that much.
It's a fascinating feature.
Yeah, except I don't know how many times you saw me walk into a dungeon and accidentally walk out. You know,
yeah, I've done it too.
It just, I don't know, it kind of drives me nuts. But it's more of that trolly. It's more trolly than anything else. You know, I don't think it adds a lot to the game, but it's just funny. But when you do that with normal shapes, it just kind of screws you up a bit. So,
I mean, yeah, that was the big thing I noticed is that, you know, playing through a couple of these is, oh hey, wait, where am I on the map now? It's definitely a hard time getting your bearings.
I know. And that's where I think a lot of the, seasoned players, that's definitely where you have a good advantage when you're able to just look up at the map and, understand where you're at. But I'm not like that. I can't remember the maps that well.
Oh, I can't either. Like, I've done any percent runs. I still have my notes, the map notes next to me every time I do an 80%. Mm-hmm. The main reason I got a second monitor.
Oh, did you see me go into the bomb upgrade and I was one rupee short?
I made a comment about that, and then the next room was immediately Pole's voice.
I know, but I was like, risk it or have rapid fire. That was the thing. I don't like to spend all my money right before going into level 9.
No, I definitely don't blame you on that. But yeah, it turns out silver arrows were definitely huge in that 9, getting you some easy access bombs from those Gibdos. But how about the silvers being in the literal last room of 6?
Was it the last room that I...
yeah.
I thought I still had more on the left-hand side, but I don't think I did.
Check.
Yeah. But yeah, it was... Well, luckily it didn't take... It wasn't... Yeah, you know what? Now I'm watching him right now, so I did go in all these rooms. So yeah, it was the last room.
And of course, the old man telling us that the Dongo is in the Deadwoods. Thank you, old man. We knew that.
I got the big hint for Dig Dogger too, right? Dig Dogger in the grave.
Yeah.
And then what was in 5? I need to check.
Red candle.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing, is even right now, I actually didn't keep track of the locations for any of the items, and I could still probably go through and give a rundown if I so wanted to, but no need to right now, as we have a room full of 8 delicious bomb-dropping gorillas. And this is, of course, the diagonal block room. It's BGT trying to do the blind reverse clip. That's crazy. Yeah, so we're continuing on. BGT is going to eventually find, and you were 1 rupee short. BGT is 8 rupees short of the bomb upgrade. So neither one of you guys is going to go ahead and pick up that bomb upgrade. I kind of want to know how much it was now. But going here, bombing to the left, killing the Aquamentus here will get BGT the heart container that's in 6. And we, of course, now know that the room directly to the south of us is, of course, the silver arrows. And BGT gonna go ahead and pick those up and make his way back over to level 9, where I'm pretty sure he has a decent idea of where the path to Ganon may be. Now, of course, we know the path to Ganon is behind a lovely little magic staircase.
And does he have most of 9 mapped out already?
A decent portion of it, yeah. Probably, I would say 2/3. Yeah, so BGT gonna go ahead and mark whatever notes that need to be marked, and we are on our way to level 9, which is very interesting because all 3 of the river spots here in this seed, were pretty important because the one down by start told us where the ladder was, which was, of course, up at the river spot by the waterfall, and then the river spot down here by level 1 had level 9, so the river treating us very nicely here in this seed. About the only thing that treated us nicely. And now BGT making his way back into level 9, and we have the... didn't mention this when we first got in here with Willow, but the One Direction level 9s. Question for you on these level 9s, well, these forced One Direction level 9s, do you prefer these or not?
Yes. Well, I don't have to make a choice. One less choice is in rando is, you know, always good.
Fair enough. Yeah, my thought on the One Direction level 9s is I don't like them, but I do. It truly depends on the person I'm playing. Like, if I'm playing against someone who I know is a super strong player, like we mentioned earlier, like an RC Drone, like a Crystal Saver, like a Jamie or something like that, I want as many options in level 9 as possible.
Right.
Because I want to be able to try and outmaneuver them. Because I know I'm not going to out-combat them. I know I'm not going to out-skill them. I want the options. In a much more evenly paced match, I want the one option. I want to just go for it.
Yeah, when you're playing those seasoned players, it's always good when you have an equalizer, like a terrible 9 that you might happen to just go the right way.
Hey, sometimes that is. I mean, we joked about in the first tournament about level 9 being called the Great Equalizer over and over and over again, but there's a reason we sort of made the meme about that, is because it's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would have gotten smoked. When my timer was 105, I was starting to get really nervous because, you know, that's what a lot of people have been putting, you know, 105, sub 105. And I thought everything else was pretty quick up until my level 9. And so I was starting to get nervous. It was taking way too long.
Yeah, and BGT coming to the unfortunate realization that it's a magic staircase to get where we need to go, and just taking out all of his frustration on the old man. Just all kinds of stab happy.
Oh, man. Looking at his map, I think he has the room, or... Yeah, I think hopefully he marked it, because I think when he pulled up his map, he had been in that room. Maybe not.
Yeah, I can't remember which one it was. But he's trying everything he can think of to get over there.
Yeah, this is where I was like, ooh, just get past this Patra and I got it.
Yeah, and then he just... And this is the feeling of looking at the map and knowing you're like, oh, no. I have to find a staircase. No. No. And then suddenly all of your life flashes before your eyes and you regret ever hitting enter.
And I don't know how you go through level 9, but a lot of times if I don't need items, I just mark this is a potential staircase or is a staircase, and then just keep going.
That's the same way I do if I don't need items.
Yeah, and when you do see something like this where you know it's a staircase, it's like, do I just go to the beginning and start over, or, you know, do I go back to those rooms?
Also, ladder clipping by a Patre into a room with 6 blue wizards, and one wants to play door guard. Ooh, I think you get... Wow. Like, you can't get any closer than that. Passing up on the map is bentglasstube to another room. This one a desert room full of only 3 blue wizards.
Does he know where Zelda is?
He does not. He has not explored that eastern part at all. Yeah, again, me looking at the map of, what haven't I done? Where haven't I gone? We're going to go ahead and make our way down this staircase here. And it's probably a little corridor staircase, which unfortunately will not bring us up to where we need to go to get to Ganon, but will put us in the general area for Zelda. Also, BGT trying to reverse clip in a room with a full house full of Wizzrobes, and does manage to do it. I have a hard enough time reverse clipping in rooms where, nothing is going on. You want to reverse clip in a room with Wizzrobes? Good for you! And yes, I know the reverse clip in a Wizzrobe room is part of the any percent route. And BGT is going to go ahead here and find a reverse C room. I can't remember what's going on here. Opts to kill Wizzrobes? I mean, never a bad option, but...
I believe the reverse C is the
one with the Stalfos below the Wizzrobes?
Yeah, I believe that was the room.
BGT, what are you doing? Oh, probably going to use the hint he got about Patra guarding the compass to kill this one here, which I think by default has to be the Patra with the compass. Nope, just bombs. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah, that reverse C room, I believe, was it, so...
Why do you not push that block in that reverse C room?
Unless he already has that marked, and that's what I was wondering, but now that I think about it, there was only one way in there, and he...
Yeah, he hadn't bombed it yet, so he shouldn't have that marked. I mean, unless he accidentally has marked 6 transport staircases, and accidentally marked one of the items as one of it? Oh, BGT, no, BGT, don't go back in that staircase, no! Oh.
Yeah, that's too bad.
But we are going to continue on here. BGT still does have to explore a little bit on level 9 anyway, because we do need to find the girl. And, heading this way eventually will lead to where the girl is hiding. I'm going to try and bomb right over here into the far blank column, but going to get nothing there on that one. So continuing on, and of course, if I recall correctly, it was only a one-way path to Zelda as well, right?
I don't know. You might have been able to bomb down from the top right corner, but I don't believe so.
Well, BGT is going to go ahead and find Zelda right here, so he knows where Ganon is. He knows how to get to Zelda. He just doesn't know how to get to Ganon. Which, continuing on, I mean, at what point do you have to just go back and double check every staircase you've been in?
Normally I don't. That's when I just give up if I miss Mark 9.
Yeah, no, ain't that the truth? We've all been there before. We've all been there. But BGT did find a way into the rest of the part of level 9 that he hadn't explored yet. So at least able to continue on with looking around, and we do have a moat room here. And bombing up, is that going to get us away? No, it's not. BGT here going back through, avoiding the spike traps, bombing right here in this room full of Wizzrobes, and not having any luck. BGT opting to kill some Pole's Voice, probably in frustration, and walk back through this room of 6 blue Wizzrobes right back into the T room with the Patra. Probably going to have to kill this if we want to equip anywhere. Equipping onto the T with the Patra is one thing. Equipping off of the T with the Patra, that's something completely different. And interestingly enough, BGT ended up getting in the middle of the ring of little Patrites there for a minute. So that made for a very interesting thing, fighting the Patra from inside the loop. Oh, Patra just absolutely giving BGT the business here, biting him on the ladder with no place to go, but finally Patra going to go down. BGT does manage to kill this Patra, but only at a half a heart left. I mean, true, it's more like 4 hearts with the red ring, but still only a half a heart left. 3 Gibdos here in this room. Good chance to potentially get some bombs here, which we know the counter is at 4 after that. Unfortunately, no bombs here for BGT, so we're going to have to continue traversing through level 9 on only 1 bomb. BGT studying the minimap, trying to figure out where did I go wrong? What did I miss? What did I forget to do? And again, a mismarked level 9 could be a huge, huge deal. And not just mismarked level 9s. We've seen it in the tournaments before. People have mismarked squares on their tracker which held important items. So it's definitely something to keep in mind, just to remember if you're going to do this at home. You know, we're all human. We all mismark things. So, you know, it happens. Don't stress out about it. Oh, BGT does get a bomb drop from this room full of Gibdos. Not from the Gibdo itself, but from the actual room drop. So we're going to bomb down into the eye to continue on where that's going to take us. And there is the bait block, so we can give the meat to the Stalfos who, quote, wants something vegan. So interesting thing for BGT here, doesn't have too many other places where he can look. He has a key room, key door down, he can bomb to the right, and, you know, that's really it.
He's about to find out that he mismarked something.
Yeah. Well, maybe, because there is a door here. I mean, there's a staircase here. So, I think this staircase takes us to that one room beneath the L? Nope, it takes him to the room right next door. Oh, that's so disheartening.
So now he knows,
so
oh no,
disheartening.
It's either one of the rooms we can't see his tracker, but he either mismarked it or...
Yeah, literally the only rooms he hasn't been in are the ones up in the northwest corner that you need that staircase to access, the room in the far northeast corner where you normally get the red ring, and that's it. And that's it. So now the question becomes, if you're BGT, do you start back from scratch and just take every staircase? Or do you just, you know, try and figure out what you forgot? I mean, I know, especially in a race, especially at this point in the race, I'm just being like, what the heck did I do? What the heck did I forget? I'm scratching my head desperately trying to figure out where I went wrong. And especially in the heat of the moment in a race like this, you just don't know. I mean, it's hard to do that when you're playing casually, let alone when you're playing in a race. And BGT going to go ahead and use up his second potion here, as he is, I believe, heading into one of the Wizrobe dance party rooms. Yes, the double moat blue Wizrobe dance party. And he got dance partied all over the place.
Yeah, at this point I like to start blaming the guy that rolled the seed, to be honest.
You can blame him. He's perfectly okay with that. But yeah, again, just taking a look at the map, aside from those rooms, and I forget the one up there in the top right corner where the red ring is, that's not going to show up on the map because it's a black room. So yeah, the only rooms BGT hasn't been in are the ones we need to get into for Ganon.
And you know what's funny? You said, do you like the split entrances for level 9? And the funny thing is, if you could go north, it would take him right to where he needs to go.
Yeah, that's fascinating. And BGT is bound and determined that he missed something for a bomb wall, because he is just bombing all up around this northwest corner. And like now he's just sitting there in the corner, like trying to figure out what did I do, to the point where like, oh, there's a gel. Like I thought the gel was going to get him because he was just like, what's going on?
I wonder if maybe he had all staircases potentially found, and so that's why he didn't push in that room. Maybe he has one marked extra, or
yeah, that would be my guess. I mean, it's the only thing I can think of.
And I don't know how you do, and like I said, I wasn't really kidding when I said if I miss Mark 9, normally it cost me the race, so I don't feel like starting over. But if, there have been times where I've had to start over, and it's literally just clear the tracker and pretend I'm going through it just like my first time through.
No, that makes a ton of sense. And while we have a little bit of time here, I do just want to go ahead and thank everybody behind the scenes who made all this work. Of course, Feasel and his fantastic crew here at Speed Gaming. I'm going to give a shout out to the guy who was setting us up for the restream here. That'd be Mr. Broadstone. But again, big shout outs to Feasel and the Speed Gaming crew. Also shout outs to my co-commentator Narastra, who unfortunately did have to leave us a little bit because dad percent was happening. So when there's an angry 3-year-old in the background, you are going to go take care of angry 3-year-old, right? It's like the theory of the toddler theory. Doesn't matter who you are, who you think you are, how much of a bad bleep you think you are. When a 2-year-old hands you a play phone and tells you it's ringing, you answer it.
Couldn't be more true.
Yep. I don't care who you are. When that 2-year-old hands you the play phone and tells you it's ringing and it's for you, you pick that up. Again, also some shout outs to Sis Crusher, who has been the tracker behind the scenes, making sure everything down on the bottom there has been lit up for your optical circuits to enjoy. So again, big shout outs to Sis Crusher as well. And while we have a chance, some of these restreams are TBD, but I do want to give everyone a heads up, and we do have a bunch of races tomorrow as well, and that's going to be starting up at noon Eastern Time. We're going to have Elendar and Mad Bomber XX, and that's going to be over on Speed Gaming 2 at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Speed Gaming 5. We're going to have Lady Prismillin and Malagord, and then we have 4 more races scheduled after that. Cantaloupe Me versus Fry Teeth, that's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern. Killer App 23 and Radio Rich G at 7 p.m. Eastern. Crimson Avix and Dr. J PhD And Matrick versus Gary and Old Wolf, both of those are going to be at 10 p.m. Eastern. Those are all the races we have on tap for you tomorrow here in the Zelda 1 Randomizer tournament. And if you can't get enough of all your racing things, then by all means, hit !schedule in the chat, and that will link you to the Speed Gaming schedule of everything that they have going on, which I can't even hope to tell you about because it is just amazing and fascinating, and there is just a ton of stuff. So during that little monologuing diatribe there, bentglasstube did double check the upper north east corner just to be sure that he had been there before. And then now again, we are going on, as it was so eloquently put in the chat, BGT's Wild Ride, which is probably slightly more entertaining than Mr. Toad's Wild Ride if you've ever been on it down at Disney. Again, this bomb hole is going to take BGT over to Zelda's room. Does pick up the clock here, confirm that, again, there is the princess. If I'm BGT at this point, Willowsticks had the great idea of you can just reset your tracker and forget everything, or you just go room by room and just push everything, like double check everything, you know, question everything you've marked. But killing that extra Zol there did get a bomb drop here, and bomb drops are always welcome. And the speed gaming bot there in the chat gives me something else I can talk about here. If you haven't already, please go to twitter.com/speedgamingshow, and that will give you all of the updates on everything going on here on the Speed Gaming family of networks. So by all means, follow Speed Gaming Show on Twitter. Exactly, Toasty. Mr. Toad is a classic, but not a wild ride. Me personally, if I'm picking a classic ride at Disney, I'm a fan of Peter Pan.
He needs to bomb right in this pancake room.
Yeah, unfortunately, opts to go left instead, gets a key drop from all the gels here, and again, this is one of those situations where it absolutely breaks my heart as a commentator, knowing we've been in the room we need to be in, and there's nothing we can do. Hey, speaking of no racer, I was just talking about you. I said you had to go deal with the family percent, so you're good. Again, for those of you who are watching this afterwards, that's just me referring to the chat. Ooh, Toasty, you're not wrong there. The Haunted Mansion ride in the Florida Disney, in Disney World, is a classic. I mean, like I said, I still got to go with Peter Pan, but you're not wrong for picking the Haunted Mansion. BGT has now resorted to pushing blocks in, well, second quest staircase rooms as opposed to everything else. Ooh, Shadow Magi, or Magi, whatever you want to pronounce it. I'm going to go with Shadow Magi here, opting to pick out the original Star Tours over at Disney. So for those of you who are watching this after the fact on YouTube, go ahead and sound off in the comments about what's your favorite ride at Disney World and or Disneyland and or any of the other variations, whether it's Tokyo Disneyland, Paris Disneyland. What's your favorite Disney ride?
I think without question, it's The Little Mermaid.
Ooh. Little Mermaid. Not what I was expecting, but I like it. And it's taking every bit of willpower that I have right now to not break out into song. That and the fact that it's 1:30 in the morning here. Oh wow, so we have some shots being called here. Amazing Toaster saying Pirates of the Caribbean is a joke in Florida when compared to the original one in California. Ryan7 dropping Captain EO, which for those of you who don't know what Captain EO is, that is a lovely little Michael Jackson experience, and Narraster rocking Dumbo. So yeah, welcome to Late Night here on Speed Gaming 5, where we delve into the very, very serious questions.
And he's really ignoring that bottom right corner.
Yeah, I know. I mean, to be fair, he has the hint, and that's the one problem with the hints, is you get a hint saying northwest, so you fixate on northwest, not how to get there, but you're there and you fixate on being up here. And a lot of times you forget that there can be a staircase.
I don't want to jinx it, but I mean, that's good for him for continuing on and not giving up.
No, absolutely. I mean, at this point, being about an hour out of my opponent finishing, I'd have been like, I'm done. Thank you for coming. Goodbye. And I would be hitting the quit button. But BGT continuing along the path here, and going to try and kill some more Gibdos. So yeah, Small World. I have a love-hate relationship with It's a Small World. I hate it because that song, but I can't truly hate it because it was my father's favorite ride at Disney, so it's a love-hate relationship with that one. Also, I hate the fact that you brought that up, Ryan 7, because now the tune is stuck in my head. It's probably more obnoxious than the Lamb Chop song. You know, the song that doesn't end.
Oh wow, I have not heard that in a long time.
Yeah, and we're going to keep it that way because I want to keep what little bit of sanity I have left.
Okay. He's gonna figure it out right now. I have a feeling he's gonna know to go back over to that. I wonder if, okay, so if let's say he didn't mark the staircase there, he's then checked most of the rooms that he's had marked with staircases, realizing I didn't mismark them. You know, now he maybe knows I need to visit a room that, you know, I haven't marked with anything.
Well, taking the staircase back over to the right-hand side of the dungeon is a good start. And taking this staircase is a good continuation. Or not. Nope, just trying to get a better setup here for the block clip because Wizrobes suck. Oh, got the Wizrobe beam out of the clip. Oh, BGT, be careful, buddy. You're only at half a heart. You're only at a heart left and you don't have any more potion. Be careful. Okay. Wow. Quote, I've now got it in my head to read Small World lyrics in the style of Walter Cronkite. I'm not sure if that's the best thing ever or the worst thing ever. Good thing for BGT, he has a 50-50 chance of the Stalfos being the primary item in this room here, primary monster, and if that's the case, he'll have a much easier clip, but unfortunately, the blue Wizrobe saying, no thank you, I am the alpha, I am the primary, you will respect me, you will like me. Because that's all the Wizrobe wants is respect. And here we go, BGT in the right room, probably going to kill these Wizrobes, try and get some hearts, because it's orange Wizrobes, and they're pretty easy to kill, comparatively speaking. And all you need to do is go down, BGT. All you need to do is go down. Down. That's not down. That's not down. That's right. And that's up. Why are you going up into... You can't bomb into that room. It's Zelda's room. There's no staircase there.
Right. He's gonna do it. I've got a feeling.
Yeah. I mean, all you gotta do is bomb left. Bomb left from this room with these keys, and you'll be in the room you need to be in. And then you will just have to kill 3 Stalfos, and we'll be good.
He's gonna do it.
I think he might be killing this. Yeah, he's trying for second quest staircases, which means he knows he missed one somewhere. So we're gonna head south here from now, and yeah, there we go. Moving south. There we go. In the reverse sea room. This is the one we need to be in. There we go.
Does he have any more potion left?
Nope, he's gonna have to half-heart this.
Okay. Well.
And setting up for the double block clip, with a little bit of a pause, realizing, I can't believe I did that. and to be fair, you know, when you've mismarked something, it's an absolute pain. But there he goes. He has plenty of bombs to get up there. We know Ganon is in his room, so I mean, at least it's an easy fight in quotation marks. I mean, it's not a room with a bunch of water in it. So BGT pausing, looking at the map, just... I would imagine there is probably some profanity happening. BGT gonna head kill that Wizrobe there, get a little bit of hearts left. So now you're at 1.5 hearts. I mean, killing this like is fine. I mean, unless you're trying. The reason you kill that here is you're trying to set up for a fairy drop potentially. Unfortunately, though, it's just a bunch of keys in this room, so you aren't going to get a fairy drop out of it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, is an infamous 100% map clear of level 9. Those are never, ever fun.
No, they are not. And twice. He literally cleared this twice.
Yeah, but we do finally have Ganon, so BGT gonna have to be very careful here, hoping to get a stun lock here. Is on the safety spot here. Oh, gets bodied a little bit with a high roll driver. Has taken 3 hits here. Gonna have to be very careful. That safety spot, I love Ganon's room, and unfortunately does take a fireball. And that is going to be the end of this attempt to kill Ganon. And we are sitting here on the continue, save, retry screen. Again, I would imagine probably more profanity or something to the effect. But at least now we know where to go. He is stabbing the heck out of the northern wall. The one you said that you could bomb up to get to. He just stabbed the heck out of it. I don't blame him at all for that.
No way. Exactly. It's so funny that you mentioned that and asked me that, and this happens to be the one time, you know, you really would want it.
Yeah, no kidding. Because you walk in, you take that, and it's like, hey, easy peasy, right? But instead, no, we gotta take this long, convoluted path around.
Yeah, and a useless hint, you know, right there, northwest.
Oh, I mean, it's not a useless hint.
No, but it's...
But it's such a pain. BGT opting to kill these 3 Zols here to try and get a heart drop. Gotta go after these keys now. I think we're trying to build up to a fairy drop here, which I don't blame it. BGT opting, going right. Wait, that's not the room I need. It's this one. So we're gonna go ahead and take the staircase. The one good thing is earlier, BGT did kill most of the enemies in this diamond room, so he only has the 1 blue Wizrobe to avoid. And avoiding 1 Wizrobe is a whole lot easier than avoiding a room full of them. Speaking of rooms full of Wizrobes, BGT's got this one here. That's going to be his 10 drop, getting the 5 rupee off of the blue Wizrobe. Trying to get, hoping trying to get some hearts off of these guys. And nope, instead does get the fairy. So there we go. There's the fairy drop. So
Good job.
he at least going to have 6 hearts going after Ganon. Oop, and then burns himself with the fire to reset the universal counter. Or the consecutive counter, not the universal one. But now we're going to be going into Ganon's room with a much more reasonable 6 hearts, as opposed to a 1.5 heart. Although I have definitely seen some half-heart Ganon kills that, those were impressive. But never doubt the power of Ganon, because, you know, Ganon likes to be a jerk. As you can see here, Ganon being a jerk. BGT only having 2 hits so far of the requisite, I believe it was 8 here. I don't know if Ganon got shuffled enough. There's 4. There's 5. Now we're doing the Ganon disco. Nope. Ganon breaks the stun lock after 5. There's 6. A fireball going to push BGT out of the safety spot here. And there we go. That's going to be our hint, or our final hit on Ganon. So BGT going to go ahead and finally kill Ganon. And it must be extremely cathartic after everything that he's gone through in this 9.
Yeah, this is when you unload all your bombs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I would imagine. It wouldn't surprise me if, you know, several arrows get shot at Zelda at this point. Now, BGT going to go ahead and kill off these pancakes, and now, of course, at least picking up the key just to say, I've completely cleared out everything in this dungeon. That was a 100%, I'm taking everything with me key grab. The good news is the path to Zelda is pretty easy to get to from up here. So as long as we don't take a couple of unfortunate Wizrobe beams to the face, we'll be good. And BGT is making his way around to the final room to get to where he needs to go, and going through the bomb hole, and that is going to be Zelda. Finally, I would imagine BGT is just happy to have this seed over and done with. So with that, BGT is going to get an official SRL time of 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 34 seconds. I'm pretty sure that this is one of those things where you're just like, I'm just happy it's over. So with that, I'm pretty sure we're not going to be getting an interview here from BGT. I know if it was me, I'd be like, yeah, no, I'm going to pour myself a glass of my favorite adult beverage, and I'm going to bed. And speaking of that, that's pretty much exactly what I'm going to be doing here, is I'm going to be pouring myself a glass of my favorite adult beverage and going to bed, because it is almost 2 a.m. here where I am. So again, thank you for everybody behind the scenes at Speed Gaming for making this tournament work. Again, shout outs to my tracker behind the scenes, Sis Crusher, my broadcast partner in the booth for me for most of this Nerestra, and of course to both of our runners, Willowsticks and bentglasstube. For all of them here, I am the Greenleaf Effect, reminding everybody to, of course, keep hailing. Have a wonderful rest of your day/night whenever it is you are watching this. Adieu.
Thank you for the reef stream.